at this point, our electrical equipment is, we haven't gotten any new equipment since the last meeting. The current equipment that's there is still being installed. We are close to the point, probably mid-December, if everything stays on track. I cringe saying that out loud because I'm feeling that I might be jinxing us, but mid-December would be when we might actually get to the point where we can turn a light switch on. None of our redundancies will work yet, though. We're still pretty far away from having all the equipment we need to be fully redundant, which is, you know, the final box we have to check before moving into critical services. But if power gets turned on by mid-December, that will allow us to start, at least commercial power, that will allow us to start provisioning systems and balancing and doing all the things that we need to do to set this building up. And non-staff that don't require those redundancies could move in shortly thereafter. So progress is being made. It's slow, but progress is being made.
I'm not sure I want to go there, but is there any update on the 911 funding? Just what we already...
Yeah, I did see an article in Penn Live that pretty much covered it, but earlier this week it appeared there was a bill, or that there was a bill ready to move at $1.97 from $1.65. That was, again, I'm just kind of regurgitating what was reported in Penn Live and what I had also heard. That has since slowed down or halted for the moment, and hopefully they will get back to it in December. It appeared that it was going to be $1.65 renewed for another almost 2 years to September of 2025. So it would have, the sunset would have been extended at the same rate. Then it appeared it was going to move on at $1.97. County Commissioners Association has requested $2.30, but I think we're back to square one at this moment, where it's $1.65 and it's sunsetting in January, and there are 3 session days left on their calendar.
And those that would make I think there's a distinction between the Jonestown flood and this.
Yeah, there are a couple of things in play. I guess there are some who don't want to see the fund used for things other than it's intended, which Bob can attest to the fact that these are heavily audited funds. Every dime is examined by PEMA, and then there's even a third-party auditor that comes in and randomly every other year. It's not even random. It's every other year. Each county is subject to the third party. So there's a lot of scrutiny. And the other thing that I've heard is that it's been there's a concern that it not be something like the Johnstown flood tax, which wasn't here, but evidently it was imposed but never lifted. I think that the obvious difference here is that the Johnstown flood was an event that came and went. This is not going anywhere. 911 services are critical to
every day
to safety of the entire community and state and country, and it's just not going away. And so at this point we have budgeted the $1.65, which is $3 million in revenue for Lebanon County, and hopefully this doesn't fall apart in any way that we're faced with that gap.
Yeah.
So there's still some hope that in 3 session days they can get this done.
Well, thank you. Anything else? Jim?
Yeah, while you're there, because it is interesting, you mentioned sort of in jest about a burn ban. We're like at least 10 inches deficit, they say on TV, in rainfall, heading into winter, and it looks like no rain. I mean, maybe a little bit Friday night into Saturday, but really, where are we at? Are you expecting that? When would that go into effect? Where is the county at right now?
It has not been discussed at this point. In general, those burn bans are the result of either the fire chiefs collectively coming to us and asking, or sometimes we will pull them proactively and say, are you interested? when we pull them proactively, it's generally driven by an increase in wildfire events, which we haven't had at this point. But if that becomes a reality, we will do that. And if if the majority of them are in favor of it, I will come to the board with a recommendation that we move forward with the burn ban.
I would add that I think a winter burn ban is a pretty rare occurrence. It's reliant on outdoor activity mostly causing the wildfires, so.
The risk is definitely lower when people
Yeah.
aren't outside burning stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever done one in the winter.
I don't recall ever.
But with
Usually in
leaves
spring,
falling,
so.
they're, you know, cigarette butts or something, there's a chance that it would
Yeah.
be more prevalent than it was
Yes.
before the leaves fall.
But you haven't seen an increase in calls from that nature?
I have not, and we have not gotten any requests from the fire service to
Yeah.
entertain one. But, you know, we'll keep our ear to the ground, and if we see an increase in calls, we'll pull them.
Thank you, Rob.
I think they're still waiting for 2 people out there,
You
so
wanna
I'll
do a
do the
couple
things I
things?
have here in a few minutes.